What is going on, guys? Jack here, and today I've got a Football Manager 2014 shortlist to show off to you guys, showing the best players you can get for free at the start of your saves in Football Manager 2014, courtesy of FM Stories. So there'll be a download link for the shortlist down in the description. If you click that to then import the shortlist, having downloaded it, you just open up your shortlist page in FM, load shortlist, select the file. Once you double click it, it will load up the shortlist in game, as you can see here. And here we have 200 of the best free players in FM. These guys, unbelievable, a lot of these. Please bear in mind, if you're watching this after the January update, these players aren't necessarily going to be free anymore, and I'll probably do an update video come around then. But here, now in the present, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the players here who I particularly like the look of and will definitely be trying to get my hands on come, I guess, Football Manager 2014 when I start my saves. So one of the players who immediately sticks out for me was this guy, Antonio Adan. I believe he played for Real Madrid. Yeah, he did. He played for Real Madrid last season. He's now a free agent, and in-game he's an absolute beast. At 26 years old for a goalkeeper, a very good free player if you can get him. His wage demands aren't too bad, only £12,000. Certainly I could deal with that, and yeah, a very good player who I suggest you guys check out. Other free players, moving on to kind of defenders, I suppose, got the likes of Titus Bramble, of course. Everyone loves a bit of Titus Bramble, and William Gallas. These guys, absolutely unbelievable players, quality players even at their ages, and players who you can pick up on a free in the first season, and even if they only play a handful of games, they're still great players to have in your side. Moving on to the wingbacks and midfielders, there's a few players here who I really like the look of. This Carlisle guy looks like he could be a really useful player, maybe even in the Championship. He's 25, his work permit thing might be a little bit of a problem, but I think he could be a pretty useful player in the Championship if you could get him on his work permit. And then there's other players like Revieli, is that his name? Rivili? I can't say it, you guys know my pronunciations. But this guy, another really good right wing back. Again, wage demands nothing too crazy, only £12,000. On free transfers, some of these players are absolute steals. And then you've got a few kind of other players like Maxwell here, who another young Brazilian. A few players here who I guess might be more useful in the other kind of upper divisions, maybe in South America. But yeah, I mean, some really good players. I'm going to cover Ceccolini in a second because he is the standout player this year of all the free players. But a few other players here, we've got like Mamadou Ba, who's a quality central midfielder at 25. Got plenty of caps for Guinea, so he shouldn't have too much problem getting a work permit if you like to play in England. Yossi Ben Ayoun, what more can I say? A bit of experience, still a really good player on this game, even at the age of 33, with surprisingly good physicals for a player of his age. And then as we scroll down here, a few more players that I'll draw your attention to. We've got Lee Croft, who of course former Norwich player back in the olden days. He's now dropped off the scene a bit, but he's still a very good player, I feel, in this game, and a player who I've used in the past. Another good English player, David Bentley, 28 years old on this. Still not a bad player, obviously not quite the player he once was, potentially looking like he might play for Tottenham at one point in his younger years, but still a useful player. And then we've got players like Jay Simpson. There's definitely a lot of players here who would certainly be of use to Championship sides and have really decent wage demands, I've got to be honest. I'm not going to show all the players here because I feel as if a lot of these you guys can go out and experiment and scout and I guess find the ones that you like here. It's always an exciting thing when you see new shortlists, especially on new games, just trying to find those hidden gems. Last player though, Ebanks Blake. He's out at the start of the game, so you won't be able to sign him until January, but another very good striker. So anyway, guys, you can click the link in the description. That will take you to a far more detailed review of some of these players. But I did promise you guys I'd show you the kind of, I guess, the real hidden gem here. He was Franco Ceccolini. This guy, wow, 22 years old, one cap for Argentina, a really good anchorman. His stats are kind of mind-boggling actually now I look at them for a player of this guy's age as well. 22, such good stats. His mentals are crazy. Definitely a player who I recommend you guys get your hands on if you can. Wanted by 10 clubs already after one day simmed in the future on this save. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoy using this shortlist, maybe finding some hidden gems. Maybe let me know in the comments any of these players on this list that you've checked out and that you really highly recommend. Everyone has their preferences, and I think it's great that everyone kind of shares the players they find intertwined with one another. So anyway, thank you to FM Stories and more specifically Johnny over on their site for compiling this shortlist and allowing me to bring it to you guys. Go let them know they did a good job in the comments over on the webpage with all this information. And other than that, guys, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.